A lot of people think that you have to be like cute and skinny and young to go viral on TikTok, to be famous. I'm not like super famous, but I'm not skinny, and I'm almost 30, which a lot of people count as basically elderly on the tickety-tock of apps. But I have 40,000 followers. Hello everyone, it is me, Alexis, and today I want to talk about something very close to my heart. We're going to talk about how I went viral on TikTok and how you can try to recreate similar results. 40,000 is not like a lot, but it is a pretty respectable chunk of followers. I feel qualified to tell you how I went viral because my most successful video got over 2 million views, which was pretty exciting for me. And then I like shut down that TikTok for a while and then brought it back. So yes, I went viral in the summer of 2021 on TikTok, which was a very weird and exciting moment for me. Every time I opened the app, the numbers would like jump up on the likes and on the views, and that was really weird. And this was not entirely a fluke. Well, for me it was. I didn't actually know I was going to go viral, and I wasn't trying to like gain an audience or whatever, but it happened anyway, so that was interesting. But a lot of people use the same kind of methods that I do in order to get really popular on TikTok. There are people with millions of followers doing the same thing I'm doing. I have author friends because many of you know that I publish books, and that's like my big main thing that earns me money. But I have author friends who do the same kind of thing, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers now. I like TikTok because it's a lot easier than YouTube, and it can also create more of a path to succeed on other platforms because it's so much easier to go viral on TikTok than it is on like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever else you might be using. Twitter? Are people trying to get famous on Twitter still? I don't know. I use Twitter to post my artwork, and that is it. I have 7 followers. Here's my story. In the summer of 2020, I was massively pregnant, totally miserable, and hated every single thing. And I thought to myself, what if I started talking about my customer service stories? Whenever I worked in customer service, especially on like the phone, because I did a lot of over the phone customer service jobs. I worked at Scholastic helping people with like book orders. So I posted 1 or 2 stories from there. I posted a couple of stories from a garage door company that I so famously nicknamed on my TikTok, Garage Door Company. Very subtle there. And side note, my favorite story from there was one time a guy called me because somebody had broken into his garage and stole his clickers, and I told him that we couldn't get a technician out until Monday, but here was a link to a video that would teach him how to just reset the codes so that nobody could use the clickers to get into the garage. And he called the police on me. He called the police on me. I was in Florida and his garage was in Michigan. What is wrong with people? Anyway, that's not the point of this story. My biggest, most popular ones, though, were stories from when I was a truck driver. Now, I don't actually share this on my TikTok that much. I never worked in dispatch for the trucking company where I drove. However, after we quit driving, my husband worked in dispatch for that trucking company, and he would come home and be like, "You will never guess what happened at work today." And I would be like, "Please tell me." And he would be like, "All right, well, a guy called to tell me he's parking in the adult video store across the street, and he's definitely not going in." This was a 30-minute phone call. Yeah, so my husband would tell me these stories. And in the summer of 2021, after neither of us had worked at this company for over a year, I was like, I'm gonna tell some of these funny stories. A driver had gotten directions to go 2,000 or 3,000 miles. I don't remember the exact mileage, but it was a massive haul from New York State all the way down to California. But there is a place there is a place outside of LA that has a lot of warehouses, and it is known as Ontario, California. Ontario, CA. This guy didn't have a passport, and our company required a passport in order to make border crossings in the trucks, and he crossed the border in and out of Canada like 3 times before he called dispatch, and he wasn't fired. So if that's you, I'm so sorry. They tell that story in orientation at the trucking company. But that video ended up going viral. Hank Green commented on it. Hank Green commented on my video. I lost my mind when that happened because I was just scrolling through the comments, and then I closed out of my notifications and went into the video to scroll down because it wouldn't show me all of my comments because I was getting so many. And the very top one was a blue check mark, and I was like, wait, Hank Green? Are you freaking kidding me? And he probably doesn't even remember the video, but it just absolutely blew my mind. I was so excited, and that video garnered over 2 million views, hundreds of thousands of likes. I was so excited. Mild fame, like this, slightly bigger than the size of my town fame, I should say, for the number of people that would actually follow me. If you like my videos, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and press that little like button on the side of this video, because I really need likes and I really need subscribers because I want my stuff to move over to YouTube. So to create these incredible viral TikToks, there are a few major tools that you need. First of all, you need to exist. That's right. You have to exist. You don't have to use your real name, but you do have to be able to exist and interact with physical objects. If you are a ghost, I'm very sorry, but this might not work for you unless you are capable of interacting with physical objects. You also need a phone or an iPad. Actually, I have TikTok on my iPad where I post like manifestation videos. It's not very popular right now, but I don't actually mess with it because it's a real hassle to film TikToks on my iPad. Who does that? I do that. It's me. You don't have to do one style of video in order to go viral. If you don't want to show your face, don't show your face. But there are a few basic things that you need in order for your TikToks to succeed. The first thing you need is good video quality. If your videos are really hard to see, if you're filming them in a really low light and it looks really grainy, people are less likely to interact with your video. Second of all, you need good sound quality. That might sound like a given. Why would people watch your videos if they can't hear it? They won't. Whenever you're recording your videos, just make sure that you are speaking clearly so that people can hear you. If you are speaking, you don't have to talk in your videos. And then if you put an audio file over your TikTok, make sure to bring the volume down to like 6 on that audio file if you are using your own voice, because you don't want for your voice and the music to kind of fight for attention, because it ends up sounding something like this and nobody can hear what you're trying to say even if you're yelling because the music is so damn loud. The third thing you need is content that evokes an emotional reaction. And you might think to yourself, what does that even mean? The reason my TikToks went so viral with my trucking videos is because it made a lot of people who worked in customer service and dispatch feel seen and heard and related to, because they would say, oh my God, I had the exact same conversation. Even if I started posting like off the wall videos that weren't even real interactions that I had had, I could post anything and somebody would within an hour comment, wait, didn't this happen here? Or, oh my God, I had this exact same phone call, which is just kind of ridiculous. This would give people an emotional reaction, and for some truckers, which are my main audience, they would say, oh my God, I know a trucker just like that, or oh my God, I hate truckers like that. And then some truckers would very suspiciously be like, why do you make the truckers sound like this? Why do the truckers sound so silly? They didn't use the word silly, but I'm not going to use the words that they would say. And they would be really mad that I would post these videos. And especially in the early days when I was posting things that literally happened at my company, I would be like, well, this video wasn't about you, but if you're really mad at this video, it feels like maybe it's about you a little bit. So there was always an emotional reaction, is my main point. People would have some sort of feelings about the video I posted, even though they were for purely comedic purposes. So I do these, beautiful backgrounds, I have a nice song, and then I have text over that people can read. And I use a very specific format. I have 3 things pop up in sequence about 1 or 2 seconds apart. My videos are no longer than 12 seconds, although I prefer to use the 8-second format for these videos. It's not an official TikTok format, it's just what I prefer to do. So I will have words pop up to the beat of the song, and then everything will go blank other than the video background, and then I will have a very final thing that lasts less than 1.5 seconds. And this is because there's not enough time for people to read it, and it allows them to rewatch it. It kind of forces them to rewatch it and then pause at that point at the very end of the video. So it gives you a lot more leverage. People are actually actively watching your videos whenever you do this, and because I try to come up with a part of the book that will evoke an emotional response, because that's how you get comments and watch throughs, especially when people watch a video repeatedly, are how TikTok decides whether or not your video is worth showing to more people. And then some people just do videos where they're just talking to the camera. But the main thing is that it always evokes an emotional response of some kind. When videos go viral, it is because people feel some way about it. So decide how you want people to feel about you and about your videos before you start creating content. I want people to feel happy and a little silly when they watch my videos, so I make videos that are happy and a little silly whenever I make my TikToks that have my face, because I want people to associate my face with laughter and not for negative reasons. I don't want people to look at my face and go, ha ha, but I do want people to be like, wow, she's pretty funny. I like her videos. I like following her. So that's what I do with that account. Because TikTok is about these quick emotional responses, where YouTube is often about giving people something they need, such as information or entertainment. TikTok is much quicker. It's a much lower format. People have much lower attention spans. So the way to get through there is with emotional reactions that cause them to interact with your content, especially if they watch your content multiple times. You want people to interact with your content. If you want to go viral on TikTok, you need to make people interact. Now, there are a few ways to do this. I'm going to show a couple of examples of my videos that you might be familiar with if you follow me on TikTok already. And this one is going to be the one about the guy going across Canada.
Red Truck Trucking Company. So I'm really close to my drop-off and my GPS just keeps taking me across the border and then I have to go back. Okay, sir, based off of your truck information, it looks like you picked up your load in upstate New York 2 hours ago. I'm not quite sure how you're already close to your California drop-off.
What are you talking about?
Sir, it's not possible to get to California from upstate New York in 2 hours.
This load isn't going to California.
Yes, sir, I'm seeing that your load is listed to go to this distribution center in Ontario, California.
I fucked up.
Sir, I'm pinging your truck and it says that you are in Canada right now? Sir, your load doesn't have the paperwork to go to Canada and you don't have a passport.
I crossed the border 3 times.
How?
So that was the video, and the format that I used with my really successful videos about Red Truck Trucking, which was a nickname for the trucking company where I worked, and I thought it was like a really obvious nickname, but I've had one person guess what the company was until I actually revealed in a video which company it was that I worked for. So anyway, the format I used was I would have me as the dispatcher with a very specific face filter on with very specific makeup. So I would have a filter on with makeup, and I would be facing a certain way. And I'd be like, hello, Red Truck Trucking. And I would record all of the segments of me doing this by just holding the button recording and then releasing when I was done. But what I would do is I would record and do, hello, Red Truck Trucking, and then I would stop the recording and I would just press record and say the line from the other guy. So I would do, hello, Red Truck Trucking, and then I would just, hey, I did this thing that was bad and very silly. And then I would go back to, oh, you silly goose, what are we gonna do with you? And on with the video like that. And then, once I was finished recording that half of the conversation, I would then go into the editing function and re-record the segments where I was just doing this and just vaguely, very quietly and awkwardly saying the thing. And then I would throw another filter on to represent the truck driver. And it was a very silly filter, like the elongate filter or something. Long face, I think it was called. And it would just do silly things with my face. And so then I would press the button and I would look the other direction to show that we were having a conversation face to face. And the reason I did this was to distinguish the two characters from each other. It made it a lot easier. It made it very simple for people watching to discern what was going on because there were two distinct characters. So I would do these skits, and then the very end would have either a punchline or a reaction. For example, I had one video where the trucker was calling because he hit somebody's car in the parking lot at the terminal, and the dispatcher got up and looked out the window and was like, that's my car. Just a punchline at the end. And this was the format for funny videos, but you can do all sorts of stuff. So on my author account, I would do this thing where I take footage of beautiful things from the website Pexels and use that in order to have a beautiful background, and then I would just overlay text and put a beautiful song with it. And for advertising purposes, I would only use advertising available songs. That is because I was advertising books. But I would just put a scene from the book, or I would describe something that goes on the book. The important thing is to evoke an emotional response in people. I appreciate you being here and watching. If you want more awesome tips on how to succeed online without joining a cult or without having to work a dead-end 9-to-5 job, like, comment, subscribe. That's the type of stuff I talk about because I believe in finding ways to make it out there and, making funny TikToks that tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people interact with is just one way to help you do that. So, like, comment, subscribe for more tips.